Well, hey, folks. I guess first order of business here is our condolences are to TJ's Woodworking. Apparently they had somebody pass today. So they left us an early message here. Nobody was here actually to see it until after it had been left. So I don't know that they're still in the room, if they are. But we'll get that out of the way here first. So who all we got in here? I think I saw Nina, brown coat,
Amber,
River Mountain.
Retired and prepping.
Yes, TJ's Woodworking Shop is still here, and I say, our condolences.
Brenda, Grandpa's Place, Mud Pie.
Brenda, that's 1900?
Yes.
Brenda, 1900. Thank you for stopping by. Okay.
Yes, our prayers definitely go out to TJ's family.
And Therapy Gardening.
Lois Ann.
Grandpa's Place. How we doing? Goodness, we got a nice little crowd in here. What do you folks want to talk about tonight? I don't have anything directly on the agenda. I don't know if you want to go back to real basics, if you want to go back to crap in, crap out type thing, or I guess maybe we did that last night. I'll tell you what.
Daniel's sitting in the rain waiting for his daughter at, I'm assuming that's Loudonville High School.
Ah. Well, it's been a rainy day here.
Oh, Uncle Felix. Okay. It's still family, TJ. Family is family. We are so sorry to hear that.
So, anyway, where are we at here? I don't know. I got lost.
Short trip?
Short trip. Yeah, I'm still recuperating, I guess. If you folks were not here last night.
Brenda was.
We had the...
Stephen was.
We had the infamous Grizz 270 as our guest, and
that's not what started it all.
He certainly did not fail to disappoint.
Oh, Lordy. No, it was Biddy Boo. It was Dana. Her phone call.
Yeah. Yeah. All of a sudden, we got on the topic of...
Yeah, Grandpa's Place is dying already.
Of a different type of oysters. Not the kind that come from the sea.
Oh, Lordy.
So, anyway, that live stream is available. You know, if you'd like to go check it out. It doesn't matter where you would jump to in it. It's going to be entertaining. And Grizz actually had his wife on.
Yes.
And she's a little shy, but she doesn't hesitate to smack him on the arm. I noticed that last night, too. So, anyway, let's see. Amber and John Homestead Project. Amber, John, you have any issues with any of your editing this week? We'll just, since you just posted, your name came up in front of me here, I'm just going to ask you. Brown Coat Homestead, did you have any issues? TJ's? Don't know.
All quiet on the northern front here. Southern front?
Nina's here, isn't she?
I haven't seen. Well, she was earlier.
Nina, are you present?
She posted earlier.
Yeah.
Brenda, I agree with you. I think we definitely... Yeah, she's there.
Yeah, there she is.
Brenda, I think we did get Grizz by the tongue there. I'm not sure he knew how to take things. Stephen wants to know how to do a picture in a picture.
Picture in a picture. Okay. We'll get to that, but I'm going to post a question here to Nina. so she can think about it here and answer us in a little bit. You've started to really do a little bit of enhancement in your videos, your intros. I'm just curious what you got next on the agenda. So you think about that, and let's get into putting a picture in a picture. So let me go to my Filmora editor. I happen to have Smudge's picture up here as...
Grandpa wants to know how long an intro should be.
If you're asking an opinion of mine, is somewhere between 5 and 15 seconds. Some people will tell you less and some people will tell you more. That was a discussion we had a little bit last night with Grizz.
Yeah.
Grizz has come so far in producing his videos. His content has stepped way up. His quality of the video has stepped way up. Unfortunately, and I don't misunderstand, I think that it's absolutely great, but he's created an intro with some custom music by
J.D. Allison.
By J.D. Allison. That is very nice, but it's 1 minute and 30 seconds long, or thereabouts. And that's just too long to be on every video you make, in my opinion. So, all right, we have one picture here. Want to know about picture in picture? Let me go grab, and this happens to be a picture, so let me import another picture here. All right. If you recall, there's numerous different lines within your editing program here. This first big one is your primary timeline. The only problem with this primary timeline is it's somewhat set in what you can and can't do with it. There's certain things you can only do in the top timeline. There's other things you cannot do. So we're going to bring Smudge's picture down to the line underneath. And if you notice, the line underneath is the dominant picture. That's what you see. Now, if I take Smudge's picture and I reduce its size, you can see the top timeline picture behind it here. And of course, we can move him any way we'd like to. So in the very, very basics of a picture in a picture, this is what you have. The problem is, if you want to modify this top timeline, you don't see anything to resize it. You don't see anything to do anything with it in Filmora. But it doesn't have to be there. Let's bring it down again, but we're going to bring it down underneath Smudge this time. Oops. I guess I have to get that here. Be a little bit more careful.
Sebastian. You sent me an attachment the other day. The Amazon for that.
It was just a PDF.
What's it on? These Buckeyes. How you said that?
Okay, so we now have a picture that you can modify.
PG.
The gallon stuff, yeah. Thank you.
both of these pictures you can modify in size, in shape, put them anywhere you want to around the
The
page.
actual Excel file, so you can click on the link.
Okay.
The bottom picture is the dominant picture. It is the layer on top. If we move them over here in front of smudge, he covers smudge. And if we move smudge over in front of him, well, the other picture still covers smudge. And that's because of the order progression within the display properties here. Now, there are programs out there that you can simply modify this. It's very easy to change. Filmora is not that, but it's not a $600, $700, $800 program either.
Sorry, Nina, that was me talking to my grandson. We were whispering.
So, within the top timeline, the only thing you can do with that, you can do a crop and zoom. So I can cut half the picture off. But I'm taking the picture and shrinking the amount that's available on the screen. I'm not actually changing the size of it.
So Stephen's asking, so the bottom line will always be the dominant line. Is that what he's understanding?
It'll always be the top layer. Bottom line will always be the top layer. Now, depending upon your picture, it may not matter. Take that top one out. This picture is this one happens to be a PNG file. And
So you don't have to pan and zoom for the top picture is Grandpa's question.
you have pan and zoom for the top. You don't have it for the bottom. You're changing the entire size of the picture and placement of the picture on this part of the timeline, these two lower sections. What you can't do, let's take this and we'll put it up on the same line as smudge. So as we went from smudge's picture, excuse me, went from smudge's picture directly into the other picture, you notice it's a very sharp jump. You say, that's okay, I just want to put a transition in there. Well, you can't do it. Within Filmora, transitions only work on the top timeline. Now, if we take the same two pictures, let me go back to my media. I'll set these over here out of the way. If I put them on the top timeline, you'll see it'll just jump from one picture to the other. But because it is on the primary timeline, you can put a transition in it. to blend it into the next picture. You can't do those on the picture-in-picture lines. Those are some of the limitations you'll find with Filmora. Now, there are ways to get around that. You can develop the shots that you want within the picture-in-picture lines, create a video out of that, then take that video that you created, place it on the top timeline, and then you can add transitions later. So it turns it into a multi-step process. But that can be done. Sorry. I think the cold has gotten me here. But your picture-in-picture are lines, multiple lines, that are underneath the primary timeline. And the bottom line always is the top layer of what you see. So in this case, smudge is over top of the other picture. And if we change positions, now the guy at the computer is on top of smudge. So that's how you can control your depth. Within your picture-in-picture, there are what they call green screen capabilities. I don't think either one of these are very well suited for that. But, yeah, let's do this. I'm going to make the computer guy's shirt transparent. So we'll say, okay. And now, when we move him on top of smudge, you can see smudge shows right through his shirt.
He's a bit hairy.
Or I could, let's use the desk here. The intensity level.
Amber wants you to make him more pink.
Well, no, if you want to change the color, you just go back and go into a photo editing program. This just allows you to pick a color and make that particular color transparent. Every newscast that you see, especially with weathermen on television, utilize the green screen. This is where they're standing up in front of this imaginary wall because it's one solid color, and then they display the charts and graphs and stuff that you see the person pointing out the different temperatures in the different areas. He's not really seeing that. So there's an art and skill in doing that because they're watching in a monitor to see where to point their hands. But that's how that's done. And green screen, if you have a background that it doesn't have to, they use the term green screen because I think that was the color most commonly used, but it can be any color. It needs to be a color that your subject matter is not wearing or is of a contrast to your subject matter. But you could put hang a screen behind you that's, let's say, green, and use this feature to make that transparent. Sorry. To make that transparent, and then you can, when you display it, it's like the individual is floating in midair, or you can put a picture behind them.
Grandma Rose asking, can you use another?
Yes, you can. And we just kind of showed that here. I will show it again. On this top picture, I'm going to say this time, we're going to pick the color of the computer monitor that we want to be transparent. And so now the monitor is what's transparent.
Amber, that's cute.
And the intensity level is just means how close to that color, how broad of a range of colors. If we move this way up, you can see a large portion of this image becomes transparent, even though it's not exactly the same color. Some other features you can do is shadowing. If you noticed, if you look to the right side and bottom of the chair, let me uncheck this, you'll see a shadow up here using the color black. Maybe to make it stand out real quickly here, we'll just use the color white. So this has created a shadow of your image, and it's picked it into the lower right hand side. We could go upper left hand side. You can see it shifts it up just off to the left. You can stretch it to various distances. There's from none to, stretch it out quite a ways. Instead of having a nice sharp defined edge, you can make it blurry, and you can also make it transparent to make it softer. If you don't want the shadow, you just uncheck it. You can also apply a border around your image. Same way. And you can also rotate your image. And you can further go into a shadow mask, picture-in-picture mask. And they have some pre-designed ones here of various shapes and sizes. And there's a little bit of adjustment within this program. But let's just, we'll just pick this one. And I'm going to shrink it down so you can see more what it does. Bring it out here, you can see it maybe a little better. It has blocked everything off around the outside edge of it and left it transparent. So you can move it right next to or right over top of the piece. So you just have it barely showing it. And of course you can control the size and the shape with picture-in-picture tools. So I even forget who it was that originally asked about picture-in-picture.
Stephen Browncoat.
Stephen, does that somewhat get you going? Did I confuse you enough that you could get started with it, or? You can also change the way, let's get rid of the mask. You can also change the way that the image is displayed, how it shows up, such as the hard light, exclude different colors. This is all for I'm going to say creative works. You're not going to find too much in the way of actual practical things here, but for some fun editing things, to perhaps add some humor, make something stand out, something different. I don't know if you all like Wrangler Star or watch his videos or not, but lately he's had this little bottle of Loctite floating around in a video somewhere. I don't know why it started, have no idea, but if you go back through any of his most recent videos, you'll see that he has a bottle of Loctite floating around. So he's just added that in as a fun thing, I guess. Okay. Any other questions do we have here, or did we get kind of cover the picture-in-picture qualities here, or at least was to the extent that you wanted to see?
Mark just got here, so he's saying his highs.
Ah.
Pawpaw's here from North Carolina. Nina was telling everybody that she has on her air conditioning. Nobody else wants to hear about it.
I feel sorry for your electric bill. That's all I can say.
Yeah, we're not going to have air conditioning on for a while yet. Still got the heaters going.
We still have just the open window air conditioner to use before we get into the electric ones. I mean, we go through these stages.
Oh, just to have the windows open.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Pawpaw's Hobby Homestead.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. June Gall.
How do you speed up through a video while editing? I don't want the end result fast.
How do you speed up through a video while editing?
Nina says she works, so it's all good.
In other words, you want to watch the video on a higher speed type thing? I guess I'm trying to understand the question, June. Or does that mean you know what's in the video and you just want to edit the beginning and the end and jump through that? Or kind of help me a little bit with exactly what it is you're asking here.
Ooh, yeah, New Hampshire. That is going to be chilly up there yet. Pawpaw needs help on thumbnails. How to downgrade the size of the file YouTube will accept it.
Okay. If you have a specific picture that you want to utilize as a thumbnail, let me do this one. And let me just find out what the sizes are.
Southern Arc. Oh yeah, Papa's Hobby Homestead. Mr. Miyagi can help you with that.
Okay. Needs to be a width of 640 pixels, and we want a resolution of 1280 by 720, 60 by 9 aspect ratio. So if you have a specific picture that you want to turn into a thumbnail, let's just go to pictures here. We'll grab something. There we go. All right. Let's see what size we have here. Width is 640 or 78. This is probably already a thumbnail size. So it's probably a poor one to choose. Let me grab a different one. Okay. The current size of this is 225 by 210 pixels.
Papa said he didn't have this problem until he upgraded to a new camera.
Maybe he's got too high resolution. Okay, this should work, what I have right here, right now. But it may not display the way you want it to display because it's more of a square and it would like to be a 16 by 9 ratio. So a 16 by 9 ratio has to be under 2 megabits. Megabytes. By 7.1. here's a 16:9 ratio. And we want to change this by absolute size, maintain aspect ratio. We want this to be 640 wide. That makes it 360. This is the size that, according to what I just read there, is what YouTube would like to have as a full-size thumbnail.
Campus has just set it to either 14 by 1080 or 1280 by 720.
I just did 1280 by 720. That's what we have here. We have 1280 by 720 that I just reduced in size to show actual size, 640 by 360. So if we come in here, we want to go image, resize, 640, but the height's too high.
Jamie!
360. So that's the same size as we just looked at, and I kept the entire picture the way that it was. So what it did is squeeze the eyes down instead of being so elongated. But that would be a perfect size. Now here's the reason why I don't ever worry about any of this. If we go back into Filmora and I go anywhere in here and I want this to be a thumbnail, all that I have to do with Filmora is go right underneath the picture. The first little item here is a microphone, that's for voiceover. The second one is a little camera. And if I click that, it creates a perfectly sized snapshot that I can upload.
There's Red Duchess.
Well, look at that. They're in the room here.
They sure are. That's why I said that.
Yeah. We have them on stereo.
Yes, we do. And Tomas.
But this has actually now created a thumbnail picture that's just exactly the right size to upload to YouTube as a custom thumbnail. If you'd like, you can take this custom sized thumbnail, bring it down into the box. We're going to stretch it out so it's just a little bit easier to catch here. And underneath that, let's put some lettering in it here. So here I can go, we'll go into advanced. Your headline here, your text here. Okay, so here I could type in sample thumb. Make it so it's a little bit easier to read. These are all three different lines for movement. Shift them all, we can shift them all.
Yep, there's Jamie. No, we see your comments, June. He's going to get to you right after this one.
And we'll say OK. So now, if we play this, we can go through here. And it creates this lettering you can use. Let's go back into the advanced edit. I'm going to increase the size of the background there that it drew across the screen. So at this point, if this is what I want for the thumbnail, I can simply snapshot it again. And I now have a snapshot. Filmora by default stores their snapshots under Documents, Wondershow Filmora, User Source, Snapshots. So this is the one that we just created. We'll just open it up with paint.net. And there is your perfectly sized, ready to upload custom snapshot that you have put titling on, added custom colors. You could highly modify it. It's taken right out of the clip. So this is a real neat feature in Filmora.
Stephen wants to know, can you make that blue background transparent style?
On this particular, that's part of the titling page. And on this particular one, the only thing you can do with it is either delete it or resize it. I can't even change the color on this particular one. There are others that you can, but this particular one, that's all you can do.
Okay, you ready for the next question?
Now, having said that, other modifications that you can do is to go into filters, and this has made the original picture put like a purple haze over top of it, but that blue color is there. I can go into that and edit it. I can take it out, or I can change the size, but I can't change the color, and I can't change the transparency of that particular piece. So was that brown coat that asked?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope that answered your question.
Okay, now back to when June asked, how do you speed up through a video while editing? I want the end result fast. She then added, go back down here. I don't need or want to watch during editing. How do I speed through those parts? Is what she's asking you.
Okay, now it's my turn to ask a question. Do you mean when you are actually producing the video?
Jamie said she was stopping by to say hi, but she did want to know how to watermark her videos.
Okay, you can I'll go ahead and answer this one real quick. You can watermark your videos with either a text or an image. For example, this is a video that we created of some footage that I had overlooked from our Deep South Homestead spring gathering visit. And what I could do as a watermark is I could add smudge as a picture-in-picture. Obviously, I don't want him this big, so I'll size him way down, just tiny. And I'm going to stick him, just for the sake of conversation, I'm going to put him up here in the corner. So he's right there. If I take him and I stretch him all the way across the video, entire video, he's there in that corner for the entire video. So that's how you would watermark with an image. You could do the same thing with text by going into your text credit page. Doesn't matter what you would choose here, but you would pick something. Come down, put it in. And
she wants to know she wants to know also, do I need to change the location of my watermarks for each video or keep them in the same spot?
Well, I think that's a personal preference thing. Number one, you don't have to have a watermark in a video. I don't know why you want a watermark in the video, but that's for you to decide. Now, having said that, I would say that depending upon the video, you may want it in different locations. This now has the word watermark down here at the bottom. If I stretch this all the way across like I did with smudge for the entire video, it is there the entire time, and it becomes part of the video. So you can see there's smudge, there's a watermark, and it's there for the entire video.
Jamie said lately Soper's videos have been stolen by trolls and used as their own.
So, not to sound callous, but if I choose to do this on this video and I put the watermark clear down in the corner or clear up in the corner, because you don't want it in the middle of the screen. So you put it clear off to the corner, and if somebody wants to take your video, they can take the video, they can crop that out. You're not going to prevent them from stealing it.
Okay, back to June.
Yes.
You asked her a question and she said yes. I'm not sure what you asked her.
Okay, June, I'm trying to do a mind meld here with you to Remember what I said?
She doesn't need or want to watch during the editing. How do I speed through those parts?
Okay, while you're creating the video.
She said yes.
You're not going to speed through those parts. It takes it some time to render the video. It takes it some time to render the video. Within Filmora, when you go to export to video, there is no option to not do anything. I mean, you can upload it directly to YouTube. You can create it locally. Within Filmora, there's no option that I'm aware of. Just simply, once you have the video ready to render, to turn into a complete video, export it either locally, and then you'll have to upload that file, or upload it directly from the program to YouTube, which that's going to be a personal thing depending upon your internet connection and your computer strength. Otherwise, you just say render it and come back, and however long it takes, be it 5 minutes or 15 minutes or an hour.
On the excuse me, on the watermark thing, Jamie said she had an email from YouTube telling her she needed to watermark her videos to prove they were hers from the trolls.
Oh.
And that would do it.
Yeah, you can do that. Depending upon the content of your video, if you're the person in the video, you can send them a picture ID of yourself, your driver's license, saying, this is me, this is not some jerk that stole my video. If, on the other hand, you're not showing yourself in the video, and it's something else, then... But nevertheless, I think I've shown you here how you can put a watermark in. Depending upon, and I don't know, there is a feature within YouTube under your Creator Studio channel. There is an item called branding, which will put a little thing in the lower right hand corner of your video while your video replays that people can click on to subscribe. But that's not actually part of your video. Now, what I just demonstrated in this video, I have smudge up in the upper left-hand corner. I have a watermark. I use the word watermark in the lower right-hand corner. Obviously, I can edit that. I can put it anywhere on the screen if I like. I can change the size.
Well, Jamie, when you watch Living on a Dime, their live streams, always in the bottom right-hand corner, they have Living on a Dime.
LivingOnADime.com. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure this is pretty much exactly what they do. I've just, like what I've done with this watermark. Now, I can take this watermark and go to the advanced editor. I can obviously change the font, and I can change the color, obviously. We can change the size. depending upon the font, the color, and so forth, you can make it almost invisible and still have it there. But you asked about putting it in the same place on every video. I mean, a true watermark, as I see it, typically what you would see on when checks used to be popular and they would watermark checks, right there's where it would be, right in the middle of the page.
Yeah. Because
that is the area that's covered. But nobody wants to do this to their video. Nobody wants to have a stationary object in the middle of their video for the whole time. So as you're watching the video, but that would certainly do it, as you can see here.
Okay.
Increase your picture size.
I know we're getting short on time. Amber had a question. Can you make the blue color move in any type of motion?
The blue color move. I don't know what you mean by blue color.
Yeah, needs a lizard. You're right, Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark is bringing the leash, I've been informed.
Yes. June, I don't want to sit and watch the playback at normal speed of parts I know don't need editing. So she wants to know how to fast forward. Can she fast forward while editing?
Okay. Yes. And let me get rid of my watermarks on this video. So, okay, here. All right. This is actually a video that we did create, but let me let's say that I want to edit the beginning here. Something. I don't know what. I want to take this part out. So I'll cut it here, and I'll cut it here, and this part I'm just going to delete it out.
June's saying an open phone line, not the upload. Why don't you have June call you?
Okay. Hold on. Put this back.
Andy, I agree. You don't have to worry about anybody stealing your videos. It's just because you are too good looking. I mean, I know where you're coming from on that one.
All right. I put the phone number up. June, if you want to call or somebody else wants to call. Jedediah, if you're around.
Well, Sis was here. I think she still is. Yeah, she was talking about they're planting a pineapple plantation. It's a good thing they have that big porch. They can sit out on the porch and have their sweet tea and watch their plantation grow. But they don't have the wisteria that Georgia did. We noticed it. Remember on the side of on the highway, all the wisteria that was growing?
Yeah, that wisteria is just a weed. They could plant it. They could have more than one.
We have one.
Yeah, I know we do. And I know how it takes over.
Yeah, so do I. It took over the lilac tree that's under it.
Okay, yeah, the phone line's open.
Stephen. Noah's Ark loves Smudge. We'll see if maybe Smudge will be good enough. We can take him to the Hootenanny. We can introduce him to the lizard. We'll see if Smudge will give the lizard a peer paw. That would be interesting. June, give Daryl a call.
She is.
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, see, I don't have my earphones on.
Hello.
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 This is
okay,
Sam.
Now you got it right. That's what I was trying to ask. So how do I go through the I can't even say it now. Oh, shoot. How do I go through the video quickly? The parts that I don't want to sit and watch constantly over and over again at normal speed. How do I fast speed through that bit to get to the bit that I want to edit? Because sometimes I have to go back to and go through it again to make sure that I've got it right. But I don't want to sit and watch it at normal speed all the time.
Okay.
So yeah, what are you doing now?
All right. A couple different ways you can do it. And I'm assuming you're watching the screen so you can see this.
Yes.
Okay.
Put my glasses on.
We have the video up here. This one happens to be completely edited as is. But you can take any video clip or whatever and make snips in it if you want to, as long as you don't cut sections out of it. Those snips will never show. When you edit it, it just sews them back together and it's fine. But it's different sections of the video. And I'm going to just put another one in right here. I think I did. Yeah. So it may be a little bit tough to see on the screen, but I have a cut right here where the mouse is.
Yep.
And I have a cut right here, another cut right here, another cut right here. Now let's just make the assumption that you've got this first part the way you want it, you've got the second part the way you want it. You want to work on this fourth part right here.
Yep.
Okay. Well, if you click on it, you see where the timeline went? Right to the beginning of where you have that cut.
Uh-huh.
So now you do what you need to do to fix that. And you can just slide this back. And if the timeline is off of the piece, click on a different section, it moves to the beginning of that. Do you see how that's jumping?
Yeah, yeah.
What you don't want to do is you don't want to take a section here and go to edit it and turn the speed up on it.
Right.
You do not want to do that.
Okay. Okay, now I got it.
Okay.
Because that's what was happening. It kept speeding up. I'm like, no! That's not what it was.
And I just used these cuts for an example, because that way you're always starting right back at the exact same place.
Right, exactly.
But if you don't want to do the cuts, just simply grab this timeline marker here on the top and just slide it back and forth wherever you want to on the clip.
Right.
That's the other way.
No, the cuts make more sense because I kept going backwards and forwards with that slider thingy, and I kept missing where I wanted to be, and I was saying all kinds of things to the screen.
But if you notice, there's a cut right here, so I'm just going to back it up just a couple seconds. And because we haven't done anything around that cut, it's just simply a slice in the pie, so to speak. When that plays, there is no interruption.
Right.
Okay?
Thank you. That makes sense now. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. What else can we try to help you with?
I'm still trying to figure out how to get Filmora to make a new laptop. Sorry.
To have Filmora make a new laptop?
Yeah.
Well, you let me know when you get that worked out. I'd like to learn how myself.
I will do.
Okay.
Jamie, I live in Kansas.
I'm sorry, you live in Kansas? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Jamie's asking where I live.
Okay, so...
I live in Kansas. Yes, I'm British, but I live in Kansas.
She's on the English side of Kansas.
How far is she from Mansfield, Missouri?
How far are you from Mansfield, Missouri?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, Sherry wants to know, so you can look that up and send her an email or something.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I can. There's a an app on my phone. I can look it up real quick, and I can type it in the. I can type it into the thing.
Okay.
See, even everyone else says she has an accent.
When I'm done.
Well, she most certainly does. She's on the English side of Kansas. You're on the side of Kansas where Toto landed, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that where those casino boats were that we were? Was that on the English side?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not really that far. I think that's about 45 minutes.
She's not far from Brenda.
Well, she said about 45 minutes. I thought when we were out in Kansas, or we were in Kansas City. Is that different than Kansas?
Well, there's a Kansas.
We're just under an hour from Kansas City.
The river's
City,
right there.
City.
She's just under an hour from Kansas City, Kansas. We were in Kansas City, Kansas. Mm-hmm. And I was going to say it was 45 minutes to go across the street there.
Yeah. Well, that's where Sprint headquarters are. That's where we were.
Yeah, Sherry used to work for Sprint. And
yeah, I know where Sprint is.
And that place is so big out there, it's got its own zip code, I understand.
Yeah, it does. It's
Stephen
huge.
said, yeah, she's on the side of Kansas that has tea time.
On the side of Kansas has tea time, okay.
All right, I'll get off the phone.
Jamie, thank you for stopping. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
All right, John. Thanks. You take care
love
now.
You guys.
Bye-bye. Okay, phone line's still open. It's a little after 9, but hey, we're on a roll. Anybody else have any questions about anything?
Oh, Noah's Ark wanted to know where the jacks came from. I don't know if Wanda...
That's in that Homestead box.
The jacks were in the Homestead box? Really?
Yes, that's the thing that Wanda had put into the Homestead box.
I'll be darned.
Well,
I know Wanda's the one who had them that night.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the Homestead box that Deep South designed has a package of jacks in it.
Oh, Grandpa's place. You're going to make me choke again. Yeah, Noah's Ark. The one there in the light blue is Jamie Jones. She's the other half of Red Duchess Farm. The one in the pink is Julianne. She is
Dirt
Patch Heaven. She's with Living on a Dime today. The one in the red hat is Leslie. She is Scratch Made Homestead. They also own Tanner's Pecans. They're the ones who brought the humongous chocolate bunnies. The one next to her is Tara from Living on a Dime. And I think over next to her, and you can't see her, is Dana.
I think Dana is next over
from
there.
Sullivan Family Homestead. She was our stowaway. We brought her to the gathering. And then you can't see in the very front.
Yeah, Dana's over there.
Yeah, right there's Dana. And the one there in the big black hat, that is Doug from Off Grid, Doug and Stacy.
And the one, you can't really see her face over here, but with the red hair.
Well, that's Heather.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's Lori family. That's the daughter. June, it is Mansfield, Missouri, is Baker's Creek. Seeds, they're having a spring something or another that Sunday and Monday, the same weekend as the Appalachian Conference in Tennessee. Did you notice how we sort of just skimmed over that power tool question?
Power tools?
Grandpa's place. Oh. Grandpa's place, I think last night, if everybody would have had would have been able to chime in, the whole place would have been hysterical. Stephen, Deep South Homestead was asked to create a homestead box for that company. And the box that they created, apparently they put jacks in them. So that was part of the box that they got.
It's considered to be a good game to play with the kids and stuff at your homestead.
Noah's Ark wants to go get Country Girl. How's this, folks? Does this make it so we sound any better? Exactly, Nina. That's exactly what he did.
I didn't want everybody to hear me blow my nose.
We should be back, Mark. Ah, there we go. Yeah, if you want to watch a video that just, I wouldn't say that it went downhill once the phone line was open, but the conversation got a tad different. Check on last night's live stream that we had with Grizz. No, it wasn't you, Stephen. It was Daryl.
I do want to make mention of something here as soon as I get there.
Yeah, just a tad nutty, you think? See there, June, you're not that awful far from Brenda.
New Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
We are hours and hours away from most everybody.
Sensitivity pain fast.
Okay. I have a video on the screen here that I would, if you're in the room, I'd like for you to take the all of less than 10 minutes to take a look at this video. This is a video that Sherry made about a young girl. We met the young girl's mother at the spring gathering, and this girl has a condition that is devastating. She's 13 now. She just turned 13, and she needs a wheelchair. But she's hoping to get a wheelchair that would allow her to
go most anywhere.
The wheelchair is the underlying wheelchair is based upon a Segway, and they can have optional, I guess, off-road tires on this thing that would allow her to actually get out on the farm that they live on and actually move around and help do some things. As it is right now, she cannot. She's
pretty much housebound.
Mm-hmm. It's Ehlers.
I forget. It's Ehlers. Yeah, I forget what the whole name is. Something starts with the D.
But I'm not going to play the video. We put it up on March the 21st. I can put a link to it here.
If folks don't want to give to the two links, that she has a GoFundMe page, and then there's a You Caring link at the bottom. And if folks don't want to do that, I can understand. If they want to send me some cash, it will then be in turn sent to Maya, which is her mom. So she is not on Social Security because Social Security, the government does not deem this condition that she has as a disability, even though it's almost like the egg that sat up on the wall. She can have at one time she had up to 40 dislocations in one day. And if you can imagine a mother having to put her foot on this young girl's shoulder to get her shoulder back in place, that just sends chills up my spine. So trying to help her get this wheelchair is pretty much not taken over for me, but I believe in this.
We don't have the ability of the mega channels, and I know that Wanda has mentioned this on Deep South Homestead. I know that we've had some other channels mention this, but folks, I look at this and it makes me very sad that this video only has 335 views as of right now, and there are channels out there that they'll upload a video and within an hour they've got 30,000 views.
Yeah, if you could share this, send it, Twitter it, send it to your friends, whatever, that would be appreciated. There may be one person out there that'll donate or whatever. Everything will help. This is one thing that I do truly believe in.
So anyway, I want you to think about it. I did put a link to that video in the chat window. If you haven't had the chance to see it, please take 10 minutes out of your busy schedule and watch the video. It's if you have any questions, you get a hold of Maya Crosby, and she can certainly help to explain.
Yes.
We did contact the company that makes this wheelchair that she would like to get. I did get a response from them that they are aware of the young lady and have talked with her and her mother and stuff, but it's an expensive wheelchair. They're like the bone stock edition type thing or whatever. I think is somewhere around $15,000 to $16,000, and by the time you get some different tires, perhaps extra battery, charging packs, everything else that you need for that type of a lifestyle thing, you're looking at the price of a new small car. But in a way, that would be a car for her. So it's all in how you look at things. Christy says that she watched another young lady's YouTube channel that has that illness. Okay. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi, yeah, it's Browncoat Homestead.
Hey, Browncoat, how you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, I was just overwhelmed, and I'm going to try to put it out on every platform I can think of. And one thing I was wanted to check on, like what we did with Rose for Deep South Homes with Will, you know what I mean, Wholesome Roots. I'm tongue-tied. Would they be doing any sort of like a fundraiser and want anything donated?
I'm gonna say no. We're not going to do that, and simply because the logistics behind that, we didn't realize what we have gotten ourselves into in doing that for Rose. Now, we don't regret doing it, but it was a tremendous amount of work that we're not going to get involved in that. This was something we were supposed to have a lot more help with that didn't materialize, and we're just going to leave it go at that. We can't do it.
Okay, well, if that changes and they decide to do something like that, please let me know, and I'd be happy to do up a cross-stitch piece for it.
All right, I appreciate that offer. By all means, you are welcome to contact.
Yeah, I will.
The folks there. Maya is a real nice lady, and I just don't know what else to say. We feel very strongly with this, and I think part of that reason is because we too have a granddaughter that happens to be that age that we just adore, and I can just imagine what it would be like, if it were our granddaughter.
Yeah. We already lost a grandson.
So it really hits home with us. We feel strongly about it. And like I say, if we were one of these big channels and we put this video out, the word would go out so quickly that it would be, her needs could be met. If we ever had a video that I wanted to see do some sort of mini viral thing, this is it. So I'm just trying to get the word out. And if everybody assists in getting that word out, maybe it'll happen. That's all. You
never know.
Yeah, we're just trying to do something nice.
I'll add it to my all my media, and happy to, and hope that something does go to it. All right, thanks, and I'll let you go.
All right, you take care. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Where are we at? We are at 9:23.
We're done.
So I think we're probably pretty well done for the evening. June, that's true. They do have. They just opened up the second one. Sherry's been talking with Maya, and just kind of getting the word out. I see June is calling. Hi, June. How you doing?
Hi. I just want to say real quick, because I noticed they have a You Caring account. If anybody wants to donate, go to their You Caring account and donate there. Because You Caring does not take money out of the donations like GoFundMe does.
Understand.
And I know this because I have a You Caring account. So go to You Caring, donate to their You Caring account. Because they will get a lot more of the money that is donated to them, whereas they won't through GoFundMe. Plus, You Caring does not have any restrictions as to regards time or anything, or goal or anything like that. You can fluctuate that. You can set a goal, you can set a time. If you don't reach it, then you can change it, make it a longer time, and there's no penalties for that. So the You Caring is the better site to go donate to.
Well, I know that the You Caring site is something that they just started after talking to you, Sherry, wasn't it? Yeah, after talking to Sherry. I believe that this was originally started by, is it Michaela? Is that how you pronounce her name?
Yeah.
I think it was originally started by the young girl when she was 12 years old.
Right.
And she was the one, I guess, that obviously I think it was set up in her dad's name originally, simply because being a minor or whatever. But this was her idea to try to raise money to do this, because she recognizes the fact that mom and dad don't have that kind of extra money. They have a farm. They're building or remodeling, or I don't know exactly.
Building a house.
They're building a house. And they're like most families, they have enough to get by, but they certainly don't have extras. And
I get it.
And so my whole thing is I know that if we had 1 million subscribers, that if we put out a video, there'd be more than, it'd get a lot of views. We don't have 1 million subscribers.
Well, I'll certainly share it. I'll be sharing it through my media and what have you as much as I can.
Well,
there's a lady I know who has MS. She's big in the MS community. I'll ask her if she can help. Unfortunately, she's big on helping those that she picks to help, but she's not big on helping those that are...
Well,
anyway.
Yeah. Understand. All right, June.
So, but I'll certainly try, and I'll share it as much as I can. But yeah, if anybody wants to donate to them, go to their YouCaring site and donate there, because they get more of the donation, and there's no limitations placed on them.
Okay, and you folks heard it from someone that knows. So, all right, June, thank you so much. Appreciate your input and your information.
Oh, you're so welcome. Mwah, love you all.
Okay.
Sweet dreams, everybody, when you get there.
All right. Thank you, June. You have a nice evening. Bye-bye. Okay, folks. I think we've burned up our hour here. So, having said that, wish everybody a wonderful week. Let's see, you've got a couple videos coming out yet this week. And we will see you all later. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you, if not before, next Monday night.